So moving on to the next Instagram question. This is from a young lady, and she says, after 5 years of being together, my daughter from a previous relationship calls my boyfriend daddy, and we have an additional child together with him and I. We bought a home together. I want to get married. Is it okay to give him an ultimatum? Okay. I think this is a heavy question. It's a loaded question.
Right.
Do you want to kind of share your thoughts, or do you want me to say something?
I guess I'll start with this one.
You're going to start? Okay, lead the way.
Pick me up if I fall here. I think ultimatums are necessary, and it just depends on the situation when they're not necessary. In this situation, I feel like if the ultimatum would have been up front, then things probably would be a lot smoother and things might be where she wants them to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if they've been going at it 5 years and there's no commitment on his part yet, then what's the holdup?
Mm-hmm.
So if he's all in and they're all in and this is what they want it to be, then as a guy, go for it. Yeah. The worst thing you can do is wait, sit around, and then lose the one thing that keeps you going. You know, like that significant other that is everything that you want it to be. Just because you give it a title, you put a ring on it, and you share everything now, that shouldn't change the fact of what the core is, that the foundation you two first met on. So I think all of that's just a bonus. So if you don't have that and you don't want that, then don't waste time.
I love that. You said so much, and I want to unpack it.
Okay.
First thing is, commitment is given to the woman who requires it. So I definitely agree with you that that should have been the standard that should have been set up front, before the house, before the kids, before 5 years in, right? If you knew that you wanted to have, you wanted to be married, that was something that you should have stated up front, and then invited him into going along with you on that journey to marriage, and also giving yourself a timeline, right? To when, if this thing wasn't met, if I haven't gotten the ring, if we haven't reached marriage, then you exit the relationship, but you invite him in on the opportunity to see if that's something that he also wants. I feel like marriage, or even entering into a relationship, an exclusive relationship from dating, that is something that both people should willingly walk into together and want together. So here's where I disagree just a little bit, babe. Just a little bit. Okay. Just this much. I am not a big fan of ultimatums. I am a big fan of stating what you want and need and giving the person the opportunity to show and prove. But here's what I'll say about ultimatums. Sometimes, because this guy has been with you for 5 years, you guys live in a home together that you purchased together, you also are caring for 2 kids together, some people will say, okay, I'll go along with the idea of marriage or an exclusive relationship because they don't want to lose the convenience of what they have. It's too good, right? Everything is good. They got the perfect situation without the commitment. And so sometimes a person will go along with it just to keep the convenience of who you are and what you provide to their life. But then all of a sudden resentment comes. Like you mentioned before, wandering eyes, cheating, or friction happens because that's not what they really wanted. Right. And so both of you end up in a situation where you're both frustrated and you want out. And so I feel like ultimatums can be tricky, but you should definitely state what you want, invite the person to have the opportunity to show and prove, to see if that's something that they want to and can give you in the appropriate time frame that you set for yourself, the appropriate time that you set for yourself and what you want for your life. And if it doesn't happen, then I think that you have to come to the awareness or acknowledge the fact that, okay, this is not going to happen with this person. So instead of wasting my time and giving all my best years, okay, to someone who may not be able to give me what I want or want the same thing that I want, then it might be best for you to walk away at this time.
But then when you walk away, that's the same thing as having an ultimatum. Because essentially, in your head, you have a timeline built up. You just didn't verbally communicate, okay, you have 2 more years. I only have 2 more years of this life. Mm-hmm. Why not go ahead and voice that opinion up front so it's all out in the open?
I can see that.
So if we have 6 months to make it work, or a year to make this work, or for things to start moving in the direction that we needed to move, since we've been together 5 years, we know each other in and out. We share all the same space. We even share a blended family. Now it's time to say, okay, what's the next step?
So you feel like if you don't put the pressure on, then that person doesn't have any reason to change or show up in the way that you need them to.
And the pressure sometimes can be a twofold. Sometimes the pressure can run somebody off if they're scared of the pressure. But what are you scared of if you've been doing it for 5 years? Nothing has changed. And then the other thing is, it lets that person know that, okay, I'm serious.
Yeah.
It's time. We've been doing this long enough.
I like that.
So.
Okay. Yeah. I hope we answered your question. So is it okay to give an ultimatum? Sometimes, yes. And I think what we've kind of discussed from both of our opinions is it depends on the situation, depends on how it's delivered. But I feel like with that pressure, if you're going to give any type of pressure or any type of ultimatum, I think it's something that should be shared at the beginning so that person knows what they're getting into, and if it's something that they feel like they're ready and willing to provide for you at that time or even in the near future.
Right. I agree.
Is that right?
Yes, I agree.
Is that good?
Good.
Okay, guys. Well, we love answering your questions.
We do.
Maybe I should bring you back for another round.
Definitely.
Yeah.
This won't be the last one.
And for the record, I was also physically attracted to us when we first met. And I think I'm still physically attracted to you sometimes.
I never knew.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
It was great.
It was great. All right.
Fun.
Till next time. We love you all.
Bye, guys.